All right, back again. Well, we'll get to these in a second because these are awesome. 2020, guys, it's that time. You know, the goal for this year is to miss one of the 2020s. And you know how I'm gonna do that? I gotta win one of these tournaments. I've had 3 left. I have Kentucky Lake, St. Clair, and Championship. Now, if I had my vote, I would say Championship. So hopefully we're gonna miss one of these 2020s because if we win the tournament, we don't need a 2020. That's right, because we'll be victorious. So, Smith Lake, good and kind of bad. Everybody's been wondering, like, you know, oh, you're so busy with filming, you're so busy with everything else, you need to focus on your fishing, and I am extremely focused on my fishing. But I am very busy with everything that we're doing, providing awesome content for you guys. So first of all, let me jump right into this, okay? You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting our channel. Thank you for supporting us on Instagram and our Facebook stuff. But most importantly, the YouTube channel is growing, and it's because of you. Because you guys are sharing it. You're sharing the videos out to everyone. You're letting people know about what we're doing, and it's allowing it to grow. And as long as it's growing, we're going to keep doing it because Brandon eats a lot of food, okay? That's the only way to pay Brandon is with lots of food. Isn't that right, Brandon? Okay. So keep sharing the love, guys. Thank you very much. Comment, likes. I read all the comments. I'm not able to answer all the comments, but I do read all of the comments. So hopefully you're liking the 2020s, which is kind of my way of looking back at a tournament and picking apart what I did right, what I did wrong. Smith Lake. So first of all, let's jump into a couple quick little housekeeping items. First, jersey. This is my jersey from Cumberland, okay? We're gonna give this away. I talked about this in the previous video. We're giving this jersey away to a lucky person on Instagram for OT Jerseys, okay? So go to OT Jerseys. We're gonna drop a link down below. Subscribe to their Instagram page. Check out their Facebook, everything. And hey, if you need a jersey, if you want to buy a jersey for your tournaments, OT Jerseys will make them for you. And also, we have Replica Jerseys on there as well. So if you guys want to show some love, and they're very reasonable, if you want to show some love and get a jersey, Scott Martin jersey, check it out. So we'll drop those links down below. So that's cool. We're going to give the jersey away. That's awesome. Second thing is Fish Brain. We just dropped, matter of fact, today I just dropped the link to Fish Brain. I'm not going to pull it up right now, but just dropped my exact location of one of my favorite spots on Smith, a spot that I actually caught fish on in the tournament, okay? So if you go to the Fish Brain app, Scott Martin Challenge, follow me there. I'm posting. Here's what I'm doing. I'm posting a couple times a week, guys, and I'm getting down to the nitty-gritty in these posts. I'm getting down to like the hardcore fishing stuff, right? So if you like hardcore fishing, get on the Fish Brain app. Locations, exactly how I fished it, all the different things you need to know. That's good stuff there. So Fish Brain is the way to go. So we're going to follow the link, of course, down below as well. Other thing, FLW membership. You know, let me tell you something, guys. FLW organization's awesome, okay? If you want to learn more about fishing, become a member of FLW, okay? With that, you're going to get a subscription to the magazine. You're going to get all type of member benefits, like the World's Greatest Deal app. You're going to be able to save some money there, which is huge. There's just so many benefits to being a member of FLW, so be sure to click in the link as well in the description and become a member of FLW. I've been a member like 20-something years. I've been a member. I get the magazine each month. Lots of cool stuff, so check it out. It's just good. The magazine's actually awesome. Very, very good stuff in the magazine. You know, I love fishing tips. I love talking to you guys about fishing tips. Well, they've got some awesome stuff there as well. And also check out their YouTube channel. It's really, really good. So last thing is this hat right here, okay? This hat right here, AFCO made it. Scott Martin Challenge, exclusive to AFCO. It's on their website. Now here's what the guys at AFCO did, which is really cool. They're doing a code. So when you go in and you buy this hat or anything, okay, any clothing item on the AFCO website, type in SMC in the code spot, you're gonna get 15 off. 15% off. So check out the hat, show some love. And the guys at AFCO are awesome. Shirts are awesome, the shorts, and of course the rain gear. You know, so check all that out. That's pretty much everything that we have on the housekeeping items. And now let's get down to the nitty gritty, guys. Let's get down to what I did at Smith with the water rising up, okay? Here's a little tip for you. The water rising up on any lake like that, you want to find 45-degree angle banks. You don't want to find a flat, like the back of a cove that's all flat, because when the water rises up 2 or 3 feet, the water goes so far back in the woods, you can't even get your bait or boat back to those fish. So I concentrated on the main river pockets and the main river creeks that had 45-degree angle banks with rock, a lot of rock, shelf rock, like little cliffy stuff, not like giant bluff stuff, but more like spawning bank rock with a little bit of dirt, but not too much. I didn't really focus on the straight up dirt banks, but more like, again, the little shelf rock stuff, because those fish were kind of relating to that. And here's the reason why. When the water's rising up, guys, okay, the water rises on a 45-degree angle bank. If 2 foot or 3 foot of extra water in the lake's only going to make the fish just basically slide up the bank just a little bit. You can still target them effectively. And how was I doing that? Well, you know, we talked about the missing link at Lake Lanier. The missing link. What was the missing link at Lake Lanier for me? The missing link there was I was so one-dimensional on swim baits that I wasn't able to mix in the small Ned rig bite in. Well, guess what, guys? I did it. I got the Ned rig bite popping. That's right. Well, here's what I did. Here it is right here. This is actual head. So I'm going to give a little prop right now to the guys over at Yellow Hammer. Yellow Hammer. Now, I bought these heads. They are very good. They're very weedless. I don't think I lost. Honestly, I think I lost one head the entire practice and the entire tournament. That's crazy, right? If you fish Ned rigs, you know what I'm talking about. Not a sponsor. I paid for them. Hopefully, they're going to hook me up and throw me some love. Give me a little care package, some yellow hammers. But let me tell you what, guys, these things are the real deal. Good hook, little weed guard, and I had a little TRD worm in the back of it. 10-pound P-line fluorocarbon. Now, here is something very important, very important. Yellow braid. This is the P-line 15-pound high visible braid, okay? Here's why you want high vis braid. I've got it matched up on a double uni knot with fluorocarbon, okay, virtually invisible in the water. But with that high vis braid, allows me to shake that line very lightly and give that bait some very subtle movements, okay? If I had the green braid like I normally fish, like when I'm flipping, you kind of lose sight of the braid. It's hard to see it, okay? That's so small of diameter anyways, it's hard to see it. So the yellow braid allows me to see my slack, shake the slack, and basically give this little worm that little subtle action. But here's what I was doing, throwing it right to the bank, like in a foot of water, right? The first little shelf, dragging it off, shaking the line, and I was getting bit anywhere from a foot to a foot and a half, all the way out to about 15 foot, maximum depth for the bite on the bank. Now that's what I was doing. It worked great. It allowed me to kind of, you know, catch probably half my fish throughout the tournament doing that technique there. The other way was a swim bait. There were small groups of fish starting to get out on those points. When I say small, you know, 6, 8, 10 fish at a time. They had just got out there. They weren't super active yet, but they were starting to feed on the herring, and I was throwing the little Kitech. You know, I've thrown that a lot this year at Cumberland, even at Lanier, and again here at Smith. It's a great little bait. I was using the Panoptics to see the fish that were kind of suspended out off these points, and I would count the bait down either on a 1/4 ounce head or a 3/8 head, depending on the depth of the fish, and swim that bait right through there, and I caught some nice fish. But to be honest with you, it was kind of half and half. I really wasn't sure. I'd never caught a big fish in the tournament. That's what really cost me, okay? I never had that moment like, okay, well, I got a 4-pounder or a 3.5-pounder. Like everything I caught over the course of the 2 days that I fished were like cookie cutter 2 to 2.5 pounders, 2 and 2 3/4. Never really even had a 3-pounder. So that's what hurt me, you know? And so I wasn't real sure if I needed to spend my time offshore to get that big bite or up on the bank. To be honest with you, looking back, I kind of got a little bit better bites probably on the bank for the most part. But I missed the cut by 2 ounces, okay? So any call of any sort would have put me in. Now, again, I threw the swim bait. I was fishing those points, slow reeling the swim bait, 10-pound fluorocarbon, making long casts, and that was really, really fun. I like doing that. I like finding them offshore. I like catching them with that swim bait. It's a lot of fun, and usually catch some big ones. Now, the one moment that happened, the one mistake that happened was I wasn't paying attention, right, at this one moment. Literally, like, well, let me rephrase that, okay? I was paying attention, but I second-guessed myself. There's a difference. I was very much paying attention, but I second-guessed myself. 5 minutes to go, I make a bomb cast in front of this dock where a school of fish had been hanging out. There's cross cables sticking out of the front of the dock. and you had to count your bait down to a certain depth to get it across those cables without getting hung up. And I kind of knew the count. I kind of knew where I needed to cast, so I wasn't too worried about getting hung up. But as I reeled that bait along, the rod just loaded up. It didn't thump. I didn't feel the fish hit. It just loaded up like I kind of like I hit the cable.
Big. He's stripping drag. Oh, he jumped off, dude.
And I arced the rod and I bowed it up tight as I could. And here's where I messed up, guys. I held the rod and I watched the tip and I stopped reeling and I sat there for just a few seconds. Just a few seconds. And those few seconds of me trying to see if it's a fish or the cable got that fish swimming straight up. And when I realized it was a fish, I started reeling, but it was too late. That fish was coming to the surface and he was coming fast and he jumped 3 feet in the air and it was over 3 pounds. Nice fish. Would have put me in the cut for sure. Threw the swim bait right back at me. And here's why, guys, because every other time I had a bite, I hook the fish and I reel and I fight the fish and I pull and I'm reeling, I'm pulling, and I keep the fish, even though it's wanting to jump, it never really jumps straight up. It just kind of wallers around on the surface and comes back down. But without me reeling and just holding tension on this fish, allowed that fish literally to skyrocket and the swim bait was gone. And so that was a mistake on my part. I should have not second guessed myself. I should have fought, even if it was a cable, should have fought it like it was a bass. I'd rather fight the cable like a bass instead of fighting a bass like I think it's a cable. Bad idea, right? So that was a mistake on my part. Cost me the cut. But that being said, all in all, fun tournament. I actually added some new techniques, again, with this Ned rig situation here, the little yellow hammer thing. That was pretty cool. That'll kind of allow me to add that in when I need to. So, you know, that being said, it was a good event. What could I have done different? You know, I probably needed to spend a little bit more time skipping some of those docks. My good buddy Matt finished 4th in the tournament, skipping docks with little weightless wacky worms. Our boy Billy was leading day 1. He caught most of them on a swim bait and a little wacky worm, but you know, I didn't do that a lot. I did it a little bit in practice, and I caught fish. I actually did catch 1 fish I weighed in the tournament by skipping a weightless Cinco under the docks, but I should have did that a little bit more and added that into the mix. And the swim bait, you know, Matt caught quite a few fish on the big swim bait. They're basically on day 2 and 3. So if I'd have made it to day 3, I'd have been chunking and winding that big swim bait a little bit more. So those were my techniques. I was a little bit more than one-dimensional, obviously, with the finesse tactics. And I did catch a few fish on top waters. And, I did catch a few fish on this little live target jerkbait. Not very many, but this is a nice one. You heard me talk about the live target jerkbait back at Cumberland, or through the smelt, and it's the deep diving. This one is a shallow diving. It goes 3 to 4 foot, 10-pound line. It's good for those schooling fish because schooling fish typically are close to the surface. You can throw it out there and rip it through the school pretty quick. So good stuff there. A couple things I want to leave you with. Number 1, you all know that I have my own rods, right? Scott Martin series rods that Okuma makes, called the TCS, Tournament Concept Series, right? Here's one of them right here. This is one of my swim bait rods. I fish with these rods exclusively. That's all I fish with, right? For the last 4 years, winning tournaments, making cuts, fish with these rods. I'd love for you guys to check them out, okay? We're going to drop a link down below to the best price of these rods you can find anywhere, okay? We're going to drop a link in the description. Click the link. It's going to take you right to where you can buy these things. You can save a lot of money. You're going to save like 20 or 30% on the rods, okay? Check them out. They're durable. They don't break. The actions are picked right, and you're going to love them. Please check these rods out. If you want to start with one, I recommend a 7.3 heavy. They call it the Frog Swim Bait rod, but it's kind of the everything rod. Okay, to get you started, 7-foot heavy is a good one. And if you really like throwing big swim baits way far out in open water, this is the Power Crank Medium Heavy. That's what I fish my swim baits with, or fish big deep down in crankbaits like at Kentucky Lake with this rod as well. The last thing is, guys, my frog, it's available. We're gonna drop a link down below. This video is all about links, right? We're just gonna drop in links everywhere. But if you want to check out my new popping frog, because guess what? We're finally warming up, right? We're finally out of all this, at least I hope we are, out of all this cold, crazy weather and snow and everything. So now the fish, they wanna eat things like frogs. They wanna get up and smash on the surface. And my little popping frog by Live Target is pretty sweet, so check them out. They've hit the stores, they're in the stores, but again, we'll drop a link down below. guys, I don't know. Kentucky Lake next. Thank you again for all the support. Again, let's shoot for missing one of these 2020 videos for the year. I vote for Ouachita, which is the Forestwood Cup. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you real soon, okay? All right? All right. Boom!